What up, what up, what up? Holy shit, we got a show for you today. And of course, it's June 27th. Shout out to DJ Screw, rest in heaven, my G. And it is time for the top 5 albums of 2019, our mid-year review. Let's get it right here on That Boom Bap. We're popping. What up, people? Welcome back to That Boom Bap. I'm your host, Gary Lee, also known as G Hawkins. Of course, you can find me anywhere online, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, at G Hawkins. That's G Hawkins with the Z. And so next to lovely, the illustrious, the effervescent, Layla E. What up, Layla? Goody.
Yes. Hello. How are y'all doing out there up in the internet's world? It's Layla E. And, of course, you can find me at Layla_E1. Why are you looking at my notes? Why are you looking at my notes cheating? This is going to be a fun episode. Can't wait. But we can't get started until somebody else gets introduced.
Of course. None other than light-skinned bomber himself, DJ King Tut. What up, Tut?
Y'all know what's up when I'm rolling up. Just chilling, man. You can find me Instagram, DJ_King_Tut. That's TWT. DJ King Tut. One. There you go. Sorry, it's Twitter. Long goddamn day.
It's been a long day. Bah. That's what it is, man. And we're excited. Why? Because this is the mid-year point where we actually go back. We're looking at all the albums of 2019 that have dropped so far, and we're going to give you our top fucking 5.
Yes.
Mid-year review, Boom Bap style. Am I right, people?
That was kind of hard for some of us. I know it was for me.
Man,
I mean, it could have been the top 3 of the year. Mm-hmm. But, I hope y'all put in some mixtapes or something, because I know I did. I had to make some fillers.
I ain't got no fillers,
no fillers.
None.
No,
Everything on my list gets played on the regular.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
and battles for time in the car. Like, I'm literally like, well, if I want to listen to this, that means I can't listen to that. Holy shit, I feel like this. Oh, let me hit the radio button because it's album jams.
Yeah.
Somebody's auntie gonna come out with their purse and just start hitting you with it with this holy craps sayings you got. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Somebody gonna get you. Mm-hmm. But you know what I be listening to in the car?
G is on service every Sunday.
1950s Back to the Future.
I'm just saying.
What the hell?
So earlier this week, somebody said that, and an older person got on their case. So
really?
As soon as you said it, I thought about you, obviously, and that person. But nah, I'm happy y'all are over there jamming, actual albums that came out this year. Because guess what I'm listening to? You hear that in the background?
Jamming Screw?
Hey, I'm on my Charlie Boy stuff right now.
Oh, really?
Chameleonaire, Color Changing Click, Lil Flip. Like, I'm literally on an H-Town vibe for the past 2 months. Like, you can't get me out of it.
You gonna come into this 2019?
Are you gonna be prepared?
Yeah, exactly right. Clearly, I mean,
I'm prepared.
Let me see. I go to the throwbacks too. Like, don't get it twisted.
We're gonna have some surprises. I mean, look, all I have to say is my top 5 is definitely gonna be different from y'all's top 5.
Let me tell y'all something. If you know anything about me, you already know my top 5 gonna be. Oh yes, yes indeed.
Some shit to get him in jail.
Facto. You already know how I give it up. Let's get it popping. Anyway, I'm excited.
I'm excited too. So I think what we should do to give a little teaser so people can make sure that they stay tuned is we should give a couple of honorable mentions, or one of the honorable mentions that we have that didn't make the top 5 cut for the mid-year review. What you think about that?
That's really dope. It's a dope concept. Who wants to go first?
Shit.
I think the one that is going to get in trouble.
No, because I don't. You know what's so funny? Like, even in my full year review, it's turmoil trying to decide not just who the fuck makes it, but what order they're in.
Yeah.
Because you like
The
projects for different reasons.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Except
and
for me.
so I have 6 projects that I thought were the best 6 that I enjoyed this year.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so hard to decide that 6th man who's that honorable mention.
Right.
You know, and let me I'll say this, of the ones that I'm considering for honorable mention, It's literally between Schoolboy Q and Toby Anigwe.
Really?
And so it's so difficult because I love them for different reasons.
Okay.
Yeah, that's two very different vibes.
You know,
Tell us about it.
so
That
maybe as a teaser in itself, I won't say which one's my honorable mention. That just means you got to watch the whole show to figure out which one makes the top 5.
Oh,
Sucks for y'all. And you gotta subscribe.
But it's in between this Toby and this Crash Talk.
You cute or whatever.
You know,
Cliffhangers
hey, that's what
and
my
stuff.
mama told
How
me.
you gonna do a cliffhanger within
A
a
cliffhanger?
That's just fire though. That's
Nested cliffhangers.
listen. That's what Puffy
That's
do.
some
You already
IT
know what it
shit.
is.
Oh my God,
Fact,
very
though.
Gordon.
You want to go or you want me to go?
No, I think you should go.
All right, so check it out. I got an honorable. I had 2 of them, but I'm gonna just condense it into one. One of my honorable mentions, the OG. He get his praise. We love him to death. Bun B, Trill Static Dope. But I want to show some love to a new cat out of Houston. This cat's name is Forrest Miles. His album is called Hottest Summer. I met this young dude. It was actually on, I think, Mother's Day. I was taking my wife to breakfast. I met his people. And I ran it. His mother was basically like, "Oh my son raps." Da da da. He came up there. I talked to him. He sent me his project. Yo, it's fire. It's absolutely fire. It's called The Hottest Summer. He's at, I think, 52,000 streams right now. So I mean, for a young artist, a new artist, he's got good flow. He's got good beats. Some of the songs that stand out to me: Sorcerer's Stone is fire as hell. Solitary Baguettes is dope. Love None is really good. I'm actually working with his manager to try to get him up here for a little interview, maybe a little something we could do. Dude is dope, man. Watch out for him. Album is dope. If you have not streamed it, stream it. Forrest Miles, Hottest Summer. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised, man. Dude's got a good flow, good beats. And I can see him doing big shit in a few years. Real talk.
I'm with it.
I'm with it too. I liked him.
Yeah, I was listening to it this morning during my run, and it's funny because you want people to be outside of the norm, and I don't think that he necessarily is out of the norm, but I think he's good in the lane that he's in, so I can appreciate him.
Yeah, because when I first heard, I think one of the tracks that you first introduced us,
Calabashes.
Yes.
You thought it was Big Sean.
I was like, this is Big Seanish, just
Yeah.
a little bit. But I mean, in general, he is actually a really talented artist, and he definitely deserves, the respect. And he's from where?
H-Town.
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 All day. Yeah. And, I think, instead of giving my honorable mention, I think that we should have some of y'all bust a freestyle.
What the hell?
That's
No
yeah,
idea.
exactly. How would you have
Honorable
a
mention.
We don't do that.
No, who's your honorable mention? Meg Thee Stallion? Who is it?
Okay, I
The
gave
damn show ain't tough. Huh?
I gave someone a
Little
lot of
Sims.
hell
I'm sorry.
in one of these episodes.
Right?
You gave
Okay.
us all a lot of here.
Because, all I'm saying is that this individual writes her own rhymes.
Yeah.
She has
Yeah.
great
Maybe.
production and everything. And she's from the UK. And yes, you did say it, Big Broski. It is Little Sims' Gray Area. She hit me she was actually number 5, and now she got bumped to number 6. I'm so sorry about
Thankfully.
that. But it's a
Hell.
jazz influenced album. It's real instruments. It's real ink to the paper. Like, you gotta understand and feel it. If you're into some of that neo soul type of hip hop, Little Sims is for you. And Gray Area leaves
Yo, cause I love
for no gray area.
I love the genre you're talking about. Cause
That ain't her.
Cause that I love.
We
the
are not
genre.
doing this again. We are not.
I can't.
Y'all are not
Okay.
gonna be
I
diving
can't.
or
All right, so
swimming in any
look,
rights.
you want to catch the rest of this now?
Well, shit, I'm
ahead,
about
yeah,
to,
yeah.
because the time
I
is
hate
ticking,
y'all so
and this
much
shit
right
needs to
now.
fit on IGTV. So, Facebook Livers, we love y'all, we adore y'all, thank y'all so much. If you want to catch the rest of this episode, you gotta go subscribe. So head over to any platform, look for that Boom Bap. You will find our podcast on the video side as well as the audio side. Just across all our social media platforms, Boom Bap Official. And make sure you get this heat, this content, full episode coming soon. We'll see y'all next time, folks. Peace.
Tell your friends about us.
all day.
There it is.
Oh man.
So, yeah, I'm liking this lighting change. I'm with this. Maybe. I'm kind of with
it's
this.
softer.
nice.
I don't look like I'm
Washed out?
Scandinavian.
Yes. Well, you might be.
I mean,
No,
you look,
that's your DNA.
you look
So-
Puerto Rican-ish.
Let's keep this shit. That's funny. Let's keep this shit rolling. Let's hop into this. Let's do some deep dives. Fuck, man. Let's start with number 5.
All right.
Ladies first.
What?
You got to. It's just.
No, I'm gonna pass the.
No, because
we
we'll
need
change
to go
it.
one
We'll
way.
switch it.
Oh,
Yeah, we
okay.
should.
Switch
We'll
around.
3-man weave it.
Yeah. Shout out to Egos and Opinions.
Yeah, exactly. Keep it going.
Okay, well, I have to look at my list because I be forgetting. Oh no, how can I possibly forget? So I gave my bros here a lot of little, hell a little bit about me wanting to do an album review on this album.
Jesus,
and
yes.
the reason for this was because it's been a long time since we've heard from them, especially, together. And not only that, but they had a hot ass single that came and it was self-titled Just Another Gangsta. And yes, I'm talking about 504's own Juvie and the Birdman himself. Yes. What's that? What's that face?
I just looked over.
No,
You're good.
no, you're
Keep
not
going.
gonna give me shit today.
No, I'm not. Birdman
No.
and
Get
Juvenile.
your bars
That's
off.
what's up.
Get your bars
So-
off.
At all. Do it. Do that
So
shit.
yes,
Your
so
ball.
the reason why I love this album was mainly because the beats are crazy. I mean,
Okay.
I just want to know why there's no music playing when I'm talking.
Well,
about
no,
my
give
album.
it some time. Shit,
Okay.
don't tell the people how the sausage is made. Mike is working on it.
Exactly.
Oh, I
Right.
thought it was you.
No, it's not.
Oh, I was
See?
getting mad at you because you
Shady
were
self.
shading me.
Yeah,
Oh,
shady
I'm so
self.
sorry,
All right.
guys.
All
We
behind
don't-
the scenes
This
shit.
is a live show.
Live show.
Who needs
Yeah.
Patreon for this? All behind the scenes shit.
Live show.
Nah, my bros really be shading me, y'all. Y'all know they're bullies. But anyway, yeah. So I love the
Is
beats.
that the Wait a Minute beat from Ray J? I'm sorry. Keep going. I'm sorry.
It might be.
We're not gonna do this today, y'all. We are not. Back to what I was saying to Just Another
Ain't that
Gangsta.
Brands, bro?
If you go through the track listing, which is only 12 tracks, no song is over 3 minutes and 46 seconds. So it's a very digestible album to listen to for those that are, thinking otherwise, okay? But every song has some great production to it. And Juvie, you can't deny, Juvie is nice when it comes to writing. Like, he really is nice. I thought I was gonna get some background okays, but never mind.
I mean, listen, we love Jimmy. We fuck with Jimmy.
Let me tell you
I
something.
mean, it's some great ass samples all up and down this album.
Let me.
No, go ahead.
Pardon me. So, yes, actually, you were the second person. I got a coworker of mine who's from the 504 who was like, "Yo, T, I listen to the podcast. You got this album, this and this." You were the second person. I did hear the album. It was very nostalgic for me. It reminds me of kind of when I grew up. I liked it. Not enough to be like bumped in the whip constantly, but it was enough to get a couple run throughs. I did like a couple of the tracks. Juvie, Juvie is definitely a slept on rapper.
He is slept on. Thank you. For
I thought
saying
I
that.
thought the beats were good. It gave me that feel. It's hard to fit into this time with this feel. This feels very much like 99, taking over for the 99,
Yes,
2000.
but don't
which
you
is,
love that? That was a good ass time.
I do. I'm not there right now constantly. Like if I want to hear
That's
that,
fine.
I'll go back and listen to the music that I grew up on. I don't necessarily know if I need the newer version of music to sound like that. But I did like the album. I'm not gonna hold you. I'll give you shit, but I did like the album.
Okay, all
G,
right.
what about
So here's where I stand. It's very difficult for me to appreciate a throwback to the nostalgic feel if the production doesn't use it in a way to
Okay.
then elevate a new sound.
Right.
And here's a great example of that: The Game's 1992. In that
Okay.
album, every song is samples from something in 1992.
Yeah.
The goddamn production is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, this Game is, and not to make this all about Game, but he's very eloquent in how he picks his production. And to be able to, for me, if you're gonna tap something like that, and I think Luke does this in 1996 Part 2, if you're gonna tap some old and you want it to have that nostalgic feel, just don't let it live there. And I feel like this album lived there, like it could have been produced then, versus
Right.
being produced now with a vibe from that. That's
Right.
kind of where I stand. So the production doesn't really grab me, so it's hard to have great playback value. It's hard for me to get into the bars, the impact, all my BIPA standards, because the production leaves me hanging.
I would just rather go back
Okay.
to 99 and listen to the original and be good with it.
Hot
Like,
boys,
that's how I
hot
felt.
boys, we on
100
fire.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's
Give me a
been
tour,
it's
shit.
been over 10 years since we heard them together. So when I heard this, I was pleasantly surprised. I'm not a big fan of. Let me not say. Let me keep this all positive. I like the album, and that's
cool.
why it made my number 5. Now, if J. Cole or some other people that I wanted to come out in the first half of the year would have came on, this may have been an honorable mention. But for now, it's numero 5.
Cole ain't coming out this year. I'll go next. I'm excited. Okay, listen. My album's got a theme except for one. All of my albums that I rock with.
I just laugh.
Listen,
this is just funny.
Let me tell you something. Just know my A-list. You won't know my real name, but all of my albums have one thing in common, and at the end, I will tell you what that is. My number 5 is he actually released the EP first. He gave us an EP called 5 Shots first to get us mouth all water for some hash, and then in 5 days, he released his project, 38 Strategies of Raw, 38 Special. 38 Special is in this bitch. Yo, listen. Y'all know how I give it up. You know the time you guys listen to. Empty Place with Fred, The Godson, stupid. Trust Game, Benny the Butcher. We'll get to him later. Half of it produced by 38 Special. Other half he has some other producers on there. Fire album. I love the lyrics. Special is just nice on the mic. Like, he spit that shit. He spit that raw, uncut shit. He spit that in the streets gutter shit, and that's how I give it up. Y'all know how, if y'all watch this show, y'all know how I love that gutter shit. That's what Special does for me. This album stayed rolling in my car for a minute. It's still in rotation, heavy with the other albums that I got here. I love Trust Tapes 3 that came out. That was a dope project. He dropped some heat with Benny last year. He is very consistent, and that's what I really like about him. Is like he is very consistent. This whole East Coast resurgence that I'm feeling that's like bubbling underneath, they're consistent. They're dropping heat constantly, and they're dropping it at rapid rates. That's the crazy part. You had Sonny G rap last year, and Friend of a Friend with Benny. You give me this, Trust Tape 2, Trust Tape 3, like 5 shots, like that's consistency. That's a lot of work.
That is a lot of work.
So, it's my top 5. It's my number 5. It's in heavy rotation. Like I said, you gonna notice a theme by the time I get to number 2. You're like, damn, this nigga here is ridiculous. Yes, I am that guy.
Psych ward.
And he's employed. And you would not believe that this nigga's.
Bah! You know what it is.
This nigga
Better be
pays
careful
taxes.
in the meeting.
Low
It's
key.
surprising.
Oh my God! Don't get
This
a man
shit-
in the meeting.
You know what's funny? I appreciate you for 38 Special because at first when you first brought him to the table, I felt like he was an offspin of these 3 giants, these Goliaths. But he's not. He stands alone, and his production choices. Once again, I'm a production head. For those that don't know, let me get in your motherfucking face. I'm on about the production. So his choices are a little bit different than what the Fly God chooses, than what Benny chooses, and what Conway chooses.
Yeah.
So I'm starting to appreciate him more. So thank you again for bringing him to the table. 38 Special.
38 Special.
That's what it is,
38
man.
stages of Raw.
Yeah. You got any comments about 38 Special? None.
No,
You need to
'cause
sell some
y'all
weight
are
or
gonna
something.
look.
God damn.
Yo.
Y'all are gonna see.
Get your criminal record up, son.
No, y'all gonna see
Yes.
a trend with these
Yes.
two. I guarantee you, they
Get
gonna
your
shit on
criminal
all of my albums,
records. We
but they
may
gonna
not.
compliment each other's albums.
We may not.
Watch.
We appreciate you. And,
This
and
is
your,
the end
No,
of the year review all over
no.
again.
When you got one album, we gonna love.
Yeah, because it's on all of ours, probably.
We appreciate the diversity at the table.
We do.
This is an inclusion show.
So was I like an equal opportunity employment type of thing?
EOE.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
And
you
what's
are
crazy
so
is we have
rude.
to
We
break,
picked you
we
up
have
on
to break
EOE?
up the lyrics and the gangsterness with the shit you bring.
Yeah.
G, what's up with
so, number 5.
Palm tree shade.
So,
circus
for those
tent
that
shade.
decide to subscribe to what we're doing, for those that decide to get the show, my honorable mention, which I think is a solid album, an enjoyable album, but because it lives in a lane that's so in a niche, I couldn't make my top 5, and that was Toby Inigwe with 3 originals. Still, solid album. He's a lyricist, and he may show up in my top 10 depending on the rest of this year. So I want to make sure everybody's aware of that. Toby Inigwe, 3 originals, which means
Shout out to the SWAT.
A-Leaf, Texas
day.
in the building. Which means number 5 from your main man, G. Hawkins, has to go to Schoolboy Q with Crash Talk.
I know this is hard.
Now, let me say, why are you looking like that? Shout out to TDE. Shout out to what they do. when listening to Schoolboy Q, when listening to the productions here, I had a totally different appreciation for him as an artist.
Okay.
Especially coming out of the previous album, and I'm trying to think of the EP's name, Blank Face.
Yeah.
I actually
That
like
was a good
Crash
album.
Talk a little bit more than Blank Face.
Not as much
Okay.
as Oxymoron.
Not as much as Oxymoron.
That shit's hard.
But I
That's a
like
classic.
Crash Talk, and there's some things on there where I had to remove. You know, we talked about that. For those,
Yeah.
make sure y'all check it out. Go back to that episode where we did a full review on it. But there's some points on there that are just very authentic. He's letting you know exactly who he is as an artist, where he stands about different things. And you're getting diverse production and diverse styles on this. Whether it's the chopsticks with our main man, Travis Scott from Houston, shout out to Elkins, shout out to Fort Bend, Texas, or just some of his, his own shit, the signature track on this, which is Crash Talk. So you're getting great production, great bars. I'm happy to see him make top 5, and I actually can't wait for the rest of TDE to catch up and deliver some content. Crash Talk was heavy for me, top 5.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think the only criticism we had of that was the arrangement. We thought the arrangement could have been
That
better.
Yeah, and it was a little
ass.
fat.
It was a little fat, but
Yeah.
the arrangement was probably the biggest.
That was
thing,
the
but-
only thing
Yeah.
really that we could say negative about that album, because the whole album is jumping. I'm just shocked that that's number 5 for you.
Yeah.
That was what my whole facial
You thought it would be a
expression
little bit
was.
higher?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
for sure. Especially what we
No, we
said
got some
throughout
heat.
the
We got
episode.
heat.
Oh, we got heat.
My list is heatful.
I'm sorry. Am I
That's
the
not even a
only one
word.
that feels like the first half of the year was meatless a little
Well,
bit?
here's the thing.
Well, depending on what
Compared
okay, go
to
ahead,
the
do
last
shit.
couple of years.
26 weeks. I think we have this short mentality because we get inundated so much with stuff, and things have a very short shelf value. The half-life, and for my scientists, my physicists out there, the half decay value is so fucking minimal that things just literally disappear. And where are we left
That's
with,
true.
right? But now we've got solid albums. I'm listening to stuff from January and
Yeah.
fucking June. That matters now.
Yep.
Okay.
38 Special was January, February with his EP and album. It's still in rotation. And I think too, our expectations were very high and low at the same
It
time.
was.
It was high in the sense of, oh my God, is it gonna be like 2018 where we're drowning in
Yeah.
music?
Oh,
But then we're
Not
also,
right.
but then we were, yeah, or then we were like concerned, oh, is nothing gonna come out? So I think we were very
On the edge.
we're very pessimistic in the
Yeah.
beginning. But when you look back on it, even if you go back and look at Hip Hop DX, there are some good, like, again, another album that wouldn't make it, but Tiger has a really good album. Like,
I
it's a
love
very
Tiger.
vacation appropriate album. I understand, G. Listen. But on vacation, I can't sell raw in Mexico. I might go to jail there.
Oh my God.
might not make it back.
Yeah, exactly. So I had to
Make
play, but he got some shit on there,
Yeah.
So it's different.
It's a vibe.
His alter ego is Tony.
His alter ego is Tony. Whose alter ego? Mine? His?
No, I ain't- I don't
oh,
know- I
Tony.
don't know who that
Tony.
is.
Tony who? Tony
know who it
Montana.
is. Exactly.
Oh, it might be. It might.
I
be.
was like, I ain't gonna snitch.
Yeah.
All right, so look, I'm gonna go next. My number 4.
Number 4.
This album, universally, we all loved. We actually had these guys on the show, right? Shout out to the Heatmakers. They dropped that Gorilla Glue album featuring Fred the Godson and Joel Ortiz.
Wow.
Fucking fire. Things I loved about this album real quick because I want to make sure everybody gets their bars off. One, I love the length of the album. 9 tracks. Again, we've said this over and over again. You got to condense it. Everybody now has ADD. You can't give me 16, 17 tracks. It's just a lot to digest. 9, 10 tracks, 11, 12 tracks with 2 skits where I get, come on. I mean, and his samples. I know he didn't sample Shaka Khan, but he had that sample on there. He had the Careless Whispers by George Michael sample. Hit the Outstanding sample, which I actually do fuck with that song. Kind of puts me in a good mood. The Paid in Full track. I mean, all in all, amazing fucking album. I loved it. We collectively loved it, and I love to see where it ranks with y'all.
I am so disappointed. And both of y'all.
Wait a minute.
I am so
I haven't even spoke
disappointed.
yet. You looking at my notes?
No, because I actually want to be pleasantly surprised.
Whatever.
No, I'm disappointed in your number 5 being number 5.
You went back there?
And I'm disappointed at your number 4 being number 4. So
Okay.
now I'm really curious as what
I'm
in the hell
disappointed
is
at
to
your
your number
honorable
1 and number
mention.
2. Okay, whatever.
So how do you feel about number 4?
I feel like Gorilla Glue is
You think it's low?
I think it is. I think it deserves a better spot, but it could be in my top 5 if I, thought about putting it in my top 5. But I just I'm shocked because I know that y'all actually really love the album and talked about it so much that it would probably be number 1 or number 2. So I'm pleasantly surprised. And I mean, I absolutely agree with everything that you said, though. Okay. I mean, the Heatmakers can't get no better than
body
that.
and shit right now.
Shout out to Arsonist. I'm told actually it is my number 4.
Dope, my nigga. See,
it is it's my number 4.
So copy and paste is what they do.
No, we don't. don't put us in the same boat.
I showed up 6 minutes before we supposed to start.
Wait till
you wait till number 1.
I got some other shit coming.
So that's your number 4.
But that's my number 4, and obviously for the same reasons, I do not like the last 2 tracks on there because I just fucking don't.
I love those.
I do not. Those are the only 2 I don't listen to. So now it drops me down to a Kanye 7 from 2018. Which is still a great album.
Yeah.
With 7 tracks out of the 9. And that's why I got a 7 out of 9.
Okay.
So, what's your number 4?
Well, my number 4 isn't a copy and paste of y'all. Okay. Little bromance going on here. But my number 4, gotta have a lady representing somewhere in there, you know what I'm saying? From the H. And of course, I'm talking about somebody so hot that she gives you a fever. I'm talking about Megan Thee Stallion. Yes. Have to have some Megan Thee Stallion up in here. Why? Because she is literally tearing the radio waves up. And she got the respect of Joe Budden. Did you see that interview he did?
The pull up.
Yeah, so what I'm trying to say is, she got that she's my inner animal. Her Megan. And Cardi B. Because I'm not like that at all in real life. But deep down inside, I feel like that's trying to come out.
Megan fine. That's what got Joe Budden's attention. Shit.
Okay.
She just got a relationship.
But he like anybody who's bad. But we're not here to talk about the beauty of one. We're here to talk about the talent. And basically what I'm trying to say is this is her first major project. She's not calling this an album. She is calling this a mixtape. And for her to have this much traction on a mixtape is amazing. She signed to, what did she sign to, 5015? Wait, that's our Spot on Sunday. Sorry, she signed to 300, which is 1501 certified entertainment. I wasn't that far off. Thank you. She had. Damn, she did. Oh, okay. We're not going to do that.
I'm sorry.
Okay?
You know what's funny? I've never really looked at Megan Thee Stallion. But
Megan Thee Stallion is amazing. She's natural. She's confident. She's everything that a woman should aim for, which is confidence, right? She has one of my standout tracks on the album is Realer. Also Pimpin', which contains a sample as out by DJ Zerk. And she also has features from who does she have features from? She has features from Juicy J, Project Pat, who also produced some of the tracks on here, as well as Lil Ju made the beat, KC Supreme. I don't know if I said DJ Chose, but yeah, she has a small production team going out. Every song has a different type of cadence, so I'm really happy that she is blowing up the way that she is, and I'm happy that she's my number 4. I think is well deserved.
That's what's up. Shout out to Megan Thee Stallion. Shout out to Houston, man. Ladies represent. Fuck it, do that shit.
That's 2 artists within our list that have made it. Honorable mention.
That's 3.
Toby, Forrest Miles, and now Megan Thee Stallion. Houston blowing the fuck up.
Welcome back. Yes. God damn it. Welcome back.
It's been a while since the mid 2000s.
2005.
That shit gave me goosebumps.
Low key. I ain't even from H-Town, but I felt that.
Yo. Shit. Number 3.
What's up, G?
Number 3. Go ahead, G.
My number 3, which may shock y'all, comes from a young man that we may be interviewing pretty soon.
Oh, snap.
Here on that Boom Bap.
Put it out there.
Comes from New York City with a debut album project by the name of Godfrey. Yes. My number 3 is the one, the only Oswin Benjamin.
Yo.
Now, let me give a little history. I met this gentleman at SiriusXM for the 7th anniversary of Sway in the Morning Show. I watched his freestyle on Sway in the Morning, and I want y'all to
Fire.
zoom in on me. I want to talk to you all about this right now. For those that are watching this in Apple Podcasts or you're watching this on YouTube, I literally watched the interview of this dude with the jersey on out of nowhere, and the bars were so impactful. His vernacular was so crazy that he had to come back to the show, and he had to then get paired up with Sway and that whole team to create such a wonderful project. And when meeting Rod, the producer, just getting the energy in the room when this young man gave, just dropped bars, the passion behind it, and then to have the proper production and the honesty. Overall, it's a full project, and for the debut drop, it's fucking undeniable. And let me say, it's gonna end up in my top 10. I just don't know where.
Yeah.
Because when we have albums like this, and tell me if I'm wrong, squad, when you have an album that someone's poured their love, sweat, and tears into, and you can absorb that from it, you grow with this project, and different songs start to matter over time to you, and it starts to weed out some of the other things that just sound really good for the moment.
Yeah.
I agree.
So this album, I think, is continuing to grow on me, but I have to give it up to Mr. Oswin Benjamin, Mr. Olive Oil himself, for this goddamn debut project of Godfrey. Salute to you, good sir. What do y'all think?
I think that that's actually a really good choice. I was a little surprised that it would be in y'all's top 5, being that it's kind of didn't that just come out like a month ago, right?
No, actually it came out.
I heard about it a month ago. Okay, okay. So then,
I've been
I would
begging
expect
you
that
to listen for a month.
You have. I've been on an H-Town vibe, but no, I think that Godfrey is a great piece of work, and I hate when I have those moments where I take my time to listen to other people's suggestions, and then I hear it, I'm like, oh shit, it's really good.
Yeah.
I gotta tell them, I'm sorry for listening to Forrest Miles all
So
late.
Yeah.
I'm tired for listening to Oswin Benjamin so late. But I think that definitely deserves to be in someone's top 5 for the year, for sure.
So I know you went last time, but I think I should go next, because guess what's my number 3?
I'm done.
I kid you not.
Cut.
No shit.
I kid you not.
That is
you not.
hilarious.
I kid you
Hilarious.
not. My number 3 is also Godfrey from Oswin Benjamin.
How about that shit?
That's why I laughed when he said, I was like,
You
oh
gotta
shit,
put
it's
all
gonna
of
be
us on
crazy.
the camera, Mike. 'Cause this is ridiculous.
Yo, real talk. It's
That's
a dope.
funny as fuck.
It's a dope project. It's kind of how G felt. How G expressed his feeling about 38 Special. That's how I feel about Oswald. When he brought it up, it was like, all right, let me listen to it. And then I really appreciated the album in its totality.
It's great work.
And I love the blend of it. I love the arrangement. It gave high praise. I mean, it got 4 out of 5 stars for me, which is the highest I've given any album on the show so far. And, I love songs, Pressure. I love, of course, you already know how I give it up. God Bless the Children Style Speak. Because you know what? I sell that rocks on the weekends.
Hard body.
Hard body. That's what I do in my car, baby. I'm
about
slanging.
candy rocks, y'all.
Exactly. Yes, Pop Rocks from Five Below. But nah, man, it's a dope project. The production is fire. The lyrics, the bars, everything. I really like it. So I thought it was, when he pulled it up, I literally laughed because I knew you were gonna give a shit. So I feel like you should go next. It's just an accident. You saw it was her late. Don't even act like that.
No, the thing it's an amazing thing that I am part of this squad, because this show would be just a top 5 of 5. It would be a top 5 of 10.
We got something in common. We got one in common. It just ain't the same.
We got one in common so far. And
well, let's see what else we got. What you got going on?
All right, y'all ready? Okay.
I'm curious, my damn self.
All right. And I'm gonna say it wrong more than likely, because that's just me. But Diaspora.
Diaspora. Oh my god.
Who's that?
Gold Link.
That was actually honorable mention.
Top 5?
Yes.
It was an honorable mention
It's
for
a
me.
whole
It's a vibe.
different vibe.
It sure the hell
like
is.
you definitely have to be put into that space.
Vacation.
And if you're not in that space,
Beach.
it will put you in that space. It's not one of those albums that you have to listen to in certain settings. It's actually an album that you can listen to and it will put you in the setting. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It has a multicultural vibe, and you know I'm all about that. Now, his features is what has me putting this in my top 3 of the year, okay?
Lid. It's fire.
First of all, he has my favorite UK artist of all time, Jay Prince, Jay Prince, which was our track of the week 2 weeks ago with you. He's from the UK. He also has artists from Africa. Well, to be more specific, Nigeria. I'm not sure where the other guy is, but he has Wizkid. Let me look at my notes. You know I got my handy dandy notebook. He has Malik Berry, BB Borelli, Jackson Wang, Lil Nye. He also has Haley of Western, who is from the UK. He has Pusha T, who's from the VA. I mean, it's just amazing how...
Khalid? You missed that one?
Well, no, these are my standout tracks that I'm calling out
that
the
song
features
is
on.
okay. Never mind, that's not hard though.
No, it does go hard, but for me to listen to an album that has peaks and valleys and it has a different vibe is what gets me going. And if you're a fan of this show, you know that I'm all about listening to an album that definitely has some different feels. It's not just cohesively just one tempo. You get what I'm saying? So for me to have, for example, some of my standout tracks is Joke Ting, which is number 1 on the album, featuring Ari Pensmith. Coke White with Pusha T. That song alone was fire. Love that track. And Yard, from the guy from Western, Haley. I think that this album entirely has given me the chills. I actually think this could have been probably number 1 or number 2 if this came out a long time ago. But it's kind of a new release, so I didn't have that much
hadn't
longer.
grown with you.
Yeah, but definitely I'm feeling Afro beats, the Caribbean thing going on, the UK thing going on, the gutta East Coast, down south stuff going on. Like Gold Link is onto something, and I'm very proud of him, especially since he's had so many other projects. And it's funny because I actually noticed a couple of people saying, damn, why ain't nobody tell me about Gold Link? I'm like, what? And this album has gotten them to become a fan. So definitely check out this album, which is called what again?
Diaspora.
There you go. What he said.
So Layla, since we kind of messed up the rotation with our back and forth, why don't you spin the block and give us your number 2?
Nope.
I'm dead ass.
Nope.
Spin the
I'm
block.
gonna go last every time.
Fuck that. No,
Nope.
spin the block.
Cause y'all just gonna copy and paste
We
anyway.
not spin the damn block and go number 2, please.
God, see, there's a reason why I didn't want to.
Oh, you
I'm
wasn't
trying
ready?
to look up production.
Oh,
Jesus.
geez,
You
see?
That's all right.
know
I'll go
what?
number
You
two.
know what? No, I'll go number 2 because it's Gorilla Glue, which should have been y'all's number 2. Okay.
No.
Yes.
Heat Makers
Gorilla
produced the
Glue.
whole damn thing. Why you gotta look at production?
Gorilla Glue with Fred the Godson, Gordo. We got Joel Ortiz, obviously the Heat Makers.
Paid in full.
Everything that they said
Put that raw on,
literally is how I feel about this album. And the reason why this album is so high on my list is mainly because, as I said before, you can never go wrong with the production. And I honestly feel that if the Heat Makers wasn't on this project, this album may not have been as amazing as it is. That doesn't take away from their lyrical ability to slay everything. But I hate you so much right now. You know I'm ADD. I can't focus on even what I'm saying right now, bro.
I'm sorry. I love you to death.
Do you?
I do.
Do you? I'm trying to get my bars
Okay, get
off.
your. I'm sorry. Get your bars off. Apologize. I'm working on that.
Finn. The end. I hate you so much. So give us your number 2 of these.
So my number 2 also comes from the Heat Makers. We reviewed this album again. It also got 4.5 tracks out of 5. Jim Jones, El Capo. Yo, we did not plan this.
No!
Jim Jones,
Is that your
El
number
Capo.
2? Oh my
Jim
God.
Jones,
That
El
is
Capo.
funny as fuck.
Is my number 2.
It's our number 2. Fuck it. Because obviously.
Just keep us on the screen the whole time, Mike.
No,
because
no,
just keep us up on the screen the whole
Hell
time.
no.
I
We
swear
have
to
good
God.
production notes. That's
Yes.
funny as fuck, though. Why is it your number 2?
Tit for tat.
Let's have a conversation.
Exactly.
Why is
Clearly.
it your number 2?
Yo, the production was fire. Heatmakers bodied this shit. Jimmy was in his bag. It is probably, for me, it's Jimmy's best project, all in all.
I agree.
Lyrically, he is killing shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know how I feel about the features. This song, God, if I could let this rock out. This song is hard. NYC with Fat Joe. To whom it may concern, y'all know how I give it up when the Griselda boys get on a fucking track.
Yep.
I just want to put the face mask down. And, anyway, nonetheless, I'm gonna do that. But no, it's just a dope ass project, man. And it's Jimmy. Like Jimmy really showed his ass in this project. He got high praise. You were out that week. I mean, we just salivated over this project. It was so good.
I was actually low-key kind of jealous and upset that y'all went ahead and did the album review.
That's how I felt when y'all did Gorilla Glue, and I was sick. I was in my office under the
weren't here
table,
that day?
sick as fuck. Like I
For the
couldn't.
interview, but not for the review.
Okay.
So I feel every piece of this.
But weren't you happy you were here for the actual interview?
I was. So it was a dope album, man. I really love this album, and it's still in heavy rotation.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's been a while since an album that you could listen to the first 7, 8, 9 tracks straight without having any issues, any quorums.
Yeah.
And some of my standouts, obviously, is Pity in the Summer with Fred the Godson, State of the Union with Ross. Like some of this shit is just it is beautiful the way it's created. Currency even shows up on this. One of the hardest working men in hip hop. He's doing his goddamn thing.
Dave East.
And I mean, I had my critiques of it. Make sure you go back, watch the show, watch the review where we actually broke this down, because I did think that there was still some fat on it. But overall,
13 out of 16, what you gave it?
I believe so.
Yes.
But overall, I thoroughly impressed by what he did. And the funny part about this shit is this arsonist of the Heatmakers did a better job on this than he did on Gorilla Glue. And I don't know if it's because it was just the choices that Jim Jones made versus the choices that Fred and Joel made. And I said Joel, I'm sorry, and Joel made. And I would assume maybe that's what it was, because I'm sure he's sitting on a bank of fucking tracks.
Yeah.
So they just chose these tracks. I think this was a better choice by Jim Jones.
But you know what I think is funny about this album, and looking at the Heatmakers in this whole, you have 2 albums on our top 5, Gorilla Glue, and you have El Capo, but they sound very different.
They do,
which is kind of crazy, right? You have a whole different sample sound. I mean, it still has the Heatmakers vibe to it. But it's it's 2 completely different sounding albums, and I don't think that's just contributed to the rappers. I think it's the way he produced them. And again, he sampled some shit that I just wouldn't even think to do. Like he had samples on here. I'm like, damn, he sampled that, and his loops. I mean, he really is. He's really killing it.
And then to watch him on IG, while he's putting it together, like that shit
clever. So where would y'all rank the Heatmakers
top 10
on production
this year,
being producers? No, period.
Top 10 all time.
Heatmakers.
So do you think him and Kanye, because when you think of old school, you have to be very selective and careful when you're using a specific type of sample. And I feel like Kanye is one of the best to kind of perfect that. But I also feel like the Heatmakers may be a step above him on that.
I wouldn't. Whoa, go ahead.
So I think well you're comparing apples to oranges. Like Kanye is definitely going to be more commercial. His samples and what he's done and the artists he's worked with are more commercial. Now, you're talking about that traditional New York sound. That traditional New York sound is amazing how they do it. And I love the way that they do samples. Kanye samples differently. He does a lot of sped up samples in a lot of ways. He reaches back. It's different. It's similar but different in my opinion. I wouldn't put them up there. Kanye is at a whole nother level when it comes to sampling. Like he samples at a level that is just genius, right? I'm not saying Heatmakers isn't there, but it's just different because their sound is definitely more regional, in my opinion, versus Kanye's, which is more global.
But definitely when I hear the Heatmakers, I definitely think New York.
And I would,
all day long.
Yeah, and I would speak to that. I agree the same way. Like Heatmakers, and not that, and this is not to box in the Heatmakers, right?
At all.
But you know it's a Heatmakers track. you don't always know it's a Kanye track.
That's
because
Okay.
the shit Kanye can create with what he samples and just taking a small little piece of something and putting something together is like it's genius.
I'm in need. That loop, that Ray Charles loop it's dumb.
It's genius.
It's ridiculous.
Absolutely dumb.
But at the end of the day, we're saying that Heat Makers is
Oh yeah, Heat Makers,
definitely
yeah, all time,
top
yeah,
production.
all
Yeah,
time.
up there with Swiss. Up
Yeah.
there. I mean, they're up there.
When you
Well-
start getting through it, it's crazy. Do you want to go?
I am not going to go. I'm going to go last because more than likely they're just going to
I
have the
guarantee
same
you
one.
won't
No,
have
I
this
won't
one.
be the
Okay,
same.
so G.
Ladies first.
No,
Oh,
we're
fuck it,
not
I'll
doing
go first.
that. Go first.
I'll go first. So,
Acting like a
can I
G.
get a drum roll? Let me get a drum roll. My number one track, album, project, some shit of my mid-year review for 2019 is gonna go to an album that I did not think would be my number one.
Oh my God, I'm holding my breath.
And it was so interesting that I grew to appreciate it more. One, because I love the producer on this project. And I followed him, Squid Cheatin', and I followed him for quite some time with what he's done with Lucky 7 and some of the other projects and people he's worked with. Then we're talking about a native Texan boy
Okay.
from the Underground Kings
Okay.
to get together with someone from fucking New York. And we're talking about none other than Bun B. And, oh, you forgot about that, huh? You forgot about that?
I'm shocked. Go
And
ahead.
Static Selector
Wow.
putting together this Trill Static for my number one.
Not to cut. Isn't my man Sad Surgeon from Boston?
Is he?
Yes.
I always think he's from fucking
Yeah,
New York.
yeah. I
No,
just wanted to. Yeah, I was like, hold on.
That
Yeah,
fucked
okay.
me all up. Boston. Shit.
Yes.
Shit
No.
out. But yeah,
Number one.
that's my number one for
It's dope.
2019 so far because every song is different. You got all these different artists, and it's so colorful. The vibes there, the people that he works with, and the way that they put this together
Yeah.
is so creative that it gives me goosebumps from a artistic perspective. And Bun sounds just as jovial and high spirited. He sounds rich and enthused. He sounds healthy in this album. I have no qualms with it. Even the extra on it, when you get the deluxe and you got those extra 4
Yeah.
to get tracks with Propane, and you've got other people from Houston on there. Paul Wall's on there. I'm just thoroughly impressed.
Killer Killian body shit.
Come on, man.
Body
Yeah, he
shit.
did.
It's
Speaking of which, I'm coming to that cipher.
Toby's
Body
on
shit.
there. Like, I mean, Houston shows up on this shit along
Heavy.
with Conway is on there, along with goddamn fucking Fat Joe is
Yeah.
like it's
I love
terminology.
that
is
Westside
on there.
Gun is on that bitch.
And you
Yo.
said that they recorded this entire thing on live,
On live,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever go
That's
back and watch
crazy.
it? Like them running in and out the booth and
Uncle
shit?
I
Murder
didn't
was
know we
nice.
could watch
Crit,
it. I thought it was
Talib.
And I may still be
He
up there.
bottle shit. He body shit.
But this
on
is
that.
my top album for our mid-year review 2019. Shout out to Bun B. Shout out to Static Selector. I'm here for this goddamn
And
Trill
shout out to
Static.
Bun in the sense of we all look. Everybody who is a true hip hop head misses Pimp C dearly, and I'm glad that you have kept the ball rolling.
Yes.
You have made sure that the UGK name didn't die in vain. I know it's hard. I'm sure you miss your brother daily. I know you was going through some early this year, but low key, this album was definitely fire. It wasn't in my top 5. It just outside the box. It was between you and Forrest for my honorable mention. I said Forrest because he's a newer cat, but you were right there. I love the album, and if everything keeps progressing the way it is, it damn sure can make my top 10 because it was right there.
Shout out to Les.
Yo,
You
you
seem
go next.
heavy.
I'm going last.
No, you're gonna go next.
No, it's okay. Let her go last.
You want to go
Let
last?
her go
Since
last.
when you became King
Just
Kim
saying.
Jones?
Okay,
Go
look, check
ahead,
it out.
Tim.
Let me take out something. Put the hat around real quick. Let y'all know what it is.
Okay.
All right, so we didn't talk about this album because it got released on Friday.
Wait a fucking minute.
Oh,
This nigga's going to jail. This nigga's going to
Let me
jail.
tell you something right
oh
now.
my God.
Let me take out
Oh
something
my
right now.
God. Tell
This
us.
album, right? So I went on vacation. And on vacation, you gotta listen to like happy stuff. You know, I had Drake, Chris Brown, no guidance. I had the Drake and Rick Ross song, which is kind of go hard. There's some Gold Link out there. We getting it, boom, boom, cool. But when it turned down and everybody went to bed, and I was in my room and I put my headphones on, I was listening to none other than the hardest working man in music right now. I don't give a fuck what you say. Benny the fucking Butcher. The plugs I met. 7 tracks. Well, actually 6 tracks. 1 intro. A fucking fire. I'm talking about. Yo, I can tell you the bars. I'm not going to do it. You're going to get your ass up. You're going to go to the streaming websites and you're going to stream this damn album. Benny the Butcher.
Else.
Yo. The song with Black Thought. He picked one of the greatest rappers of all times and went bar for bar with him, held his fucking own. He got Pusha T on his bitch, 18-wheeler, talking about moving it to Virginia.
Come on.
We ain't talking about moving to Virginia. We talking moving it to Virginia. You already know what I'm talking about. You know what's up when I'm giving it up. Yo, I'm telling you, this fucking out. Yo, Dirty Harry, RJ Payne, Conway the Machine. I did a 2-step on it. I did a 2-step on the Raw J to Kiss. 38 Special say you need to come around. You need a referral. Come on, come on. Hardest shit out right now. Benny the fucking Butcher.
Love it.
I am scared for my life.
I love it.
Griselda, bitch.
I love it, man. I love this shit, man. I love this shit called hip hop. I swear to God.
Yo, this album is produced by DJ Shay, Alchemist, and Derringer. Yo, dog, Benny gave us just enough, dog. This is after Tana Talk 3, which should have been on our top 10. We don't talk about it. I wasn't on the show fully yet. God damn it, I would have made it on this bitch. Tana Talk 3 last year in November. One of the hardest albums in
That
2018.
St. Louis came out.
Yo,
right there.
Okay,
Sure.
I'm sorry. This album is dope, though. Real talk.
Oh, wow.
Benny is that dude, man. Benny really is that guy. He produces nothing but quality material. And yes, he might get me sent to jail, but it's okay.
As you can see, that is Tony up on that
No,
screen.
it's not.
AKA
No, it's not. He didn't pay for that.
Cut.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well, hi guys. My number 1.
Hold on. How you
For
feel
the
about
first-
that? How you feel about that
I
project?
feel like I need to wear a bulletproof vest when I come to the studio, cause I don't know what he got beef with. Who the he done stole?
If you die, we
Coquiana
die.
from.
Like, it's real.
Yo,
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. That's how I
Okay.
think. Yo.
And you know
Yo,
what?
and he is hot. Like literally.
y'all can't. Y'all, I'm lit right
He's
now.
caliente. Okay, so my number 1 is something that I thought y'all
Well, hold on,
probably
hold on,
would have
sorry.
had.
Have you listened to the album?
Yeah, of course.
Okay,
of
I'll
course.
make sure. I just make sure.
Oh,
It has to.
Disrespectful
I
ass.
well,
because
because we didn't.
Oh,
get
is
to-
that what we
Yeah,
were
yeah,
talking
yeah.
That's
about?
why I asked
Oh,
you how
my
you felt
bad.
about it.
Oh.
I enjoy it, but I need more time with it. So Griselda albums are something I really have to. I have to
Immerse yourself.
Yeah.
immerse and then digest. I can't rush it because I can't appreciate it because the production is very unique. So when I first listened to it, the one that stands out the most is 5 to 50.
I love that
Feature
song.
India, right?
I love that song.
But it takes me back to
Get
Rubber
hype
Bands
again.
and Weight. It takes me back to Broken Bottles.
Yeah.
Those like tracks that really stand out from Tana Talk 3. So it takes me a minute to appreciate 18-wheeler. It takes me a minute to appreciate some of the other tracks, like the one with I took the money to my plug.
to money to my plug house.
Yeah, to my money. So it takes me a moment to appreciate it more. I just need to. I wish this would have came out in March.
No, I agree. For me, I immersed myself because I was so excited. Like I downloaded it. I was on the plane. Like I just, and it's 7 tracks, right? 6
quick.
tracks. So
It's quick to get through.
I can get through it. And for
Oh,
me,
it is?
yeah, for
Okay,
me,
I'll
it's
listen to
just,
it.
and then again, it's 24 minutes and 30 seconds long. So for me, that's less than a sitcom.
Well, I will say this. I do feel that my life is threatened and that I better freaking listen to it before the end of the month, which is a couple of days. So, no, I'll check it out. I haven't checked it out yet.
So what you thinking? What's up?
So, my number 1 is very simple.
Number 1.
Crash Talk Schoolboy Q.
Okay.
And the reason for that was because I feel like this album may have gone underappreciated with certain hip hoppers. I feel like they're judging him based off his last album and they don't want to give this one a chance. I feel like some of them felt like they were disappointed with the last album. And this is just based on talks that I've been having with people all the time in hip hop. Now, the thing that I love about Crash Talk is, first of all, I'll copy and paste what he said, plug it in here. But also, I love the fact that he didn't have that many features. And I love an artist who doesn't have tracks full of features. And I don't know why. I think it's kind of like you're cheating in a way and you're kind of wanting to have that let me get everybody else's shine on it to take away from mine. And I feel like as an artist, you should really try to put yourself out there more. So I love that he didn't have that many features. I also feel like he's slowly getting to a point where he could be on his way to Slick Rick status as far as storytelling. And the reason why I say that is because when I listen to the album again and again, I actually can envision everything that he's saying in a specific
tracks that I can go to and get. And I'm asking this not to put you on the spot. I want you to drop in Slack or maybe put it out on social media or some tracks where you feel like that, because I don't get that, but maybe I'm missing something.
Well, I feel like he's on his way, like maybe a few more albums. I feel like he has that capability because of the hurt and the pain that he's gone through in his life, and the way that if you hear in Crash Talk, you can definitely hear he's painting a picture and it's getting vivid, but I can't wait for his growth because I feel like he can be on a Slick Rick status as far as being able to just close your eyes and you would just envision yourself in that space that he's in, kind of how you are all the time with everyone that was in your top 5. But I love that the production was very crisp on Crash Talk. There were no errors at all in his production.
Hey man, an arrangement suggestion here or there from that Boom Bap Hyrus would have probably moved it up. It probably would have moved it up even and higher. I think as the year goes on, it may drop some just out because you have to start nitpicking at a certain point when you get so much content. But
yeah,
all in all, I think it's a dope album. I mean, I said it with G earlier.
What was that? Y'all's number 4?
That was G's number.
My number 3.
5.
Hold on. Yeah, my 5.
5.
Because 3, 4, and 4, 3, and 2 were the same for us.
Whatever. But my standout tracks, I actually really love Floating with 21 Savage, and I kind of have a weird feeling that 21 Savage is kind of pushing his way into my heart a lot more than it is this guy. But I also loved Crash. I love Tells. I love 5200.
Oh, you do like? Yes, that's right. 21 Savage, right? Didn't I give you some rice bowls last? Yeah.
Anyway, back to my number 1. Schoolboy Q, keep doing your thing.
Yeah,
we heard what you said with your interview with Charlamagne. You don't like album reviewers and all of that. But you know what?
Sorry, Playboy.
You gotta like me, right? Because I just totally just put your shit out as number 1 for the year so far.
Damn.
So that's what it is. But God, y'all, it's almost the end of the year.
Yo.
Like, seriously, what are we doing?
We're about to be on the ass half of this. On the
back
it's
side. Crazy.
So we'll see what happens.
Pause.
We'll definitely see what goes on. I mean, it is interesting to see kind of where we are and how interesting it was to make this. Mm-hmm. It's also interesting as I go through this and I'm listening to you guys, you in particular lately. Like your album choices are very
different.
They know your people. They gotta Google ours. Osmond. Benny.
Yo.
Whoa.
They know all
your.
It's not. They just know. They like your people. When the average listener listens to this, right? When you have a random consumer coming, what is this that Boom Bap? And they listen to it.
Definitely.
They know Meg Thee Stallion. They know Schoolboy. These are
the end of year
household
2018
names.
Review. A lot of people said that they were like, I ain't know half the people they was talking about.
Yeah.
But that's what makes Boom Bap so special.
But if all you eat is Cheetos
and
we hand you some broccoli.
Okay, Drum.
It's going to make you feel a little different.
But you know what's even going to be better? For y'all to check out our mid-year Spotify playlist that we're going to have. So, I'm interested in seeing what y'all got because y'all probably got the same damn file.
Well, no. Well, it's the summer. It's our summer playlist. So, we're going to give you some heat to walk you through the summer for some of the best albums that have dropped over the last 3 months. It literally is putting you in this summer vibe. So, by the time this goddamn episode drop, make sure you hop over to Spotify, do a quick search for that Boom Bap Summer 2019 playlist so you can have that shit for the content so you can get it out there and rock out with us. This has been a great episode. I appreciate everybody here. Layla, where can the good people reach you?
You can definitely find me at Layla_E1 on IG, Snapchat, and Twitter, Layla_E. Definitely don't forget to follow us at Official Boom Bap on all things social media. And also, I want to give, again, a special shout out to all my Hostonians because you already know what time it is, June 27th. And, of course, this is a love affair for DJ Screw. And if you don't know who DJ Screw is, shame on you. Do your Googles. But shout out to everybody representing the H specifically today. And shout out to 8th Wonder Brewery for this past weekend for hosting a Slab Fest where everybody came out with their slabs and everything. I didn't get a chance to go.
You didn't put your slab out?
Nah, I didn't.
Okay.
But yeah, shouts out to everybody in the H specifically today, June 27th. Check out the June 27th freestyle.
And of
What
course,
about you, Tut?
What you got?
You already know what's up when I'm rolling up. We skip the intro, get straight to the info. DJ_King_Tut, T.U.T. That's Instagram, DJ King Tut 1. That's Twitter. You follow me, I follow back. You see me in the streets. Say what's up, G.
Booyah. And of course, anywhere online, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, @G Hawkins. That's the floating G Hawkins with a Z. Make sure you subscribe to the goddamn show. Subscribe anywhere and everywhere that we can be found. Hit us on Twitter, Instagram. Hit us on fucking YouTube. You can leave comments under the videos. We want to reply to you there. Hit us up on Facebook. Find us. Shit, do a fucking search somewhere. Make sure you get with us. We can have just conversations about hip hop. We are here for you all. And guess what, folks? We're about to run into the ass half of 2019. We're looking for a lot of things to drop. So hopefully we've got some great reviews coming out. We've got some other things happen. But if nothing else occurs, remember this shit. Rap
minus
lies
equals
hip hop, and that's that boom bap.
We'll see y'all next week,
Subscribe.
folks. Peace.
That was great, but I hate that y'all have